Dear viewers, welcome back to the analysis of YOLENO TV. I hope you're well from wherever you watch this channel. I'd like to start this session by appreciating you so much for making this channel grow. If you wish to support us, just subscribe to our channel and give this video a like. I know you were glued into your television channel watching the debate on the ongoing finance bill, because I remember seeing Moses KURIA, I remember seeing the PS Hinga, I remember seeing a couple of other leaders, even Ndindi Nyoro, when they were questioned regarding their takes on the finance bill and whether the government is planning to take into consideration what the people of the Republic of Kenya are voiced as their opinions. Let me remind you that there has been an ongoing public participation on the issue of this finance bill, whereby many Kenyans have voiced their opinion. But the only strangest thing is that even today, during the prayer breakfast session, it appeared as if those views which the Kenyans had given to the committee that was in charge of collecting views seems to have landed on deaf ears. If you remember what Rigathi Gachagua said, and you also remember what William Ruto said, and you also remember what Onsoro has been saying, Silvanus Onsoro, then you can say that this government is not listening to the people. Onsoro, allow me to just use that example of Onsoro. I didn't want to use Onsoro as an example here because he's still a junior politician. But Onsoro has been using examples of Esther Passaris, examples of certain ODM MPs or MPs who have been bought by this regime as to having been those people who support. Of course, we know even David Ochieng supports this bill because David Ochieng supports Kenya Kwanza. So we don't expect anything different from David Ochieng. But what we saw strange, which Onsoro did not mention, is the Wamuchomba fact, the Wamuchomba, Ugadhono Wamuchomba factor. And because Onsoro failed to mention the stand of Gathoni Wamuchomba, that can only mean that he was playing politics. But let's just talk about Onsoro. Let's go straight to this debate, where for the first time, I think I had Moses KURIA being asked a question that was a bit direct, but Moses KURIA failed to answer that question. There was a question that was posed to Moses KURIA to probably shed more light, because Moses KURIA said that this process, the finance bill, the housing levy and the like, is supposed to assist the governors, that these houses will be built in counties, that the governors are the ones who are going to own this project. So the question that was thrown to Moses KURIA is, if the governors are the ones who are supposed to own this project, then why is it that the governors are not saying a word? Why are they quiet? Allow me to share with you that response, the question from Abdulkadir and the answer from Moses KURIA. Just listening to this video.
We begin with CS KURIA, who is joining us live from the Belarusian capital, Minsk. And Waziri, going by the statement the head of state made today at the Safari Park Hotel, there seems to be confusion, and I seek clarity here. Is it slums upgrading or affordable housing program? CS KURIA, can I come up again, or?
Yeah. Sorry, I think I missed you for a bit there.
Yes, CS KURIA, to repeat the question, going by the statement the head of state made today during the national prayer breakfast, there seems to be confusion, and I seek clarity. Is it slums upgrading or affordable housing program?
I think there's no confusion there. What we have is an affordable housing program. And actually, I think in my opinion, this conversation is missing a point. The government is not the owner of this program. This program is going to be implemented in the counties. It is actually our 47 governors who are the owners of this program, because we're going to have, and all counties have earmarked land and a project for affordable housing in all corners of the country, irrespective of political persuasion.
Lakini waziri Moses Kuria, ukisikiliza zaidi na ukitazama zaidi mjadala huu ambao tumekuwa nao kwa kipindi kirefu kwa majuma kama matatu hivi, waziri, utakubaliana nami kwamba sauti inayosikika zaidi ni sauti ya serikali kuu na sio serikali za kaunti. Unaposema kwamba huu ni mradi ambao unaendeshwa zaidi na serikali za kaunti, hapa tunaona kuna mchanganyiko kidogo. Hatujapata sauti ya baraza la magavana, hatujapata sauti ya magavana zaidi. Sauti inayosikika zaidi ni ya rais, naibu wa rais na wabunge ambao wanawakilisha bunge la kitaifa na sio kaunti, waziri.
Na sasa hapo ndio nakuelekeza ndugu yangu, uulize magavana, ni gavana gani hataki manyumba? Ni gavana gani hataki kazi kwa watu wake? Ni gavana gani hana shida ya ajira kwa watu? Mimi nawaelekeza nyinyi wanahabari, mwende muwaulize magavana, sauti yenu iko wapi? Wewe hautaki kazi ya watu wako, uliza. Sasa mimi ndugu yangu nikakuuliza, umpigie Gladys Wanga, muulize Gladys Wanga, hapo Homa Bay hautaki kazi ya vijana? Hapo Homa Bay hautaki maseremala wapate kazi? Hapo Homa Bay hakuna watu wanaishi katika vitongoji duni? So lazima hii jambo ikuwe ni mradi mmoja ambao hatuna utata, hatuna kusukumana, kwa sababu tunaweza kutofautiana kwa mambo yote. Tunaweza kutofautiana kwa siasa, tunaweza kutofautiana hata kwa uchaguzi, nani alishinda nani hakushinda, lakini hatuwezi kutofautiana ya kwamba janga la ukosefu wa kazi, janga la makao duni haijui mtu wa Azimio na mtu wa Kenya Kwanza, hajui Mjaruo, Mkikuyu.
Because literally, let's be honest with you, the only people who make a lot of noise in this housing project or the housing fund kind of project are the MPs. It is the MPs, some senators, some women rep, some MCAs, but the governors have remained mum in this issue. I have been wondering, also I've been asking myself about this issue, because remember last time William Ruto called in all the governors so that they can discuss. So many governors skipped that event. I remember even Anne Waiguru apologizing on behalf of so many governors who did not attend that meeting. She said something that she was just apologizing for those people who skipped the meeting. But the truth of the matter is that the governors do not want anything to do with this plan. So Moses Kuria, when he was asked that if at all you say that it is a project that is owned by the county governments, then why is it that it is only the president, it is only the deputy president, and some CS and some MPs who are pushing for this? So that response that came from Moses Kuria only indicated that Moses Kuria didn't know what to say. That question to me appeared as being technical to Moses Kuria, because what he had to say was that ask the governors why they are not talking about it. So that means, to me, that response from Moses Kuria was enough indication that he knows that governors are not saying a word about this issue. Governors are still mum, and governors looks like they don't want to play part and parcel of this project because they know this project will not benefit the county governments. One thing that I know for sure, and I agree with Ruben Kigame. Ruben Kigame said something a couple of weeks ago when he said that this housing project, inaonekana serikali, kuna watu ndani ya serikali wamegundua kuna tenda kubwa, so that is why they are pushing it. The county governments are not pushing for this project because they know the only people who are going to benefit are the national government. The national government is the one who is going to benefit and to take all the credit, but not the county government. That's why county government doesn't want to play a role in this. Also, there's the issue of how the allocations is going to be done, because of course there's the issue of rural-urban migration, because this housing project seeks to enforce the rural-urban migration. If I'm in Turkana and a house is built in Nairobi, I might be forced, if that is the one that has been allocated to me, then I might be forced to relocate. Is that going to solve the problem? In Africa, we have our own cultures which are quite different from Singapore's culture. If this issue, the whole thing, is simply borrowing a Singapore's model, then I think William Ruto still needs to learn. Because Singapore's culture and our culture as Africans, totally different culture. When Singapore built or enrolled the affordable housing program or enrolled this kind of project, back then there was no inflation, there was no issue of COVID-19, there was no issue of inflation that has been as a result of the ongoing war between Russia and the Ukraine. There was no crisis in matters of fuel. But now there is a very huge crisis, and that explains why Kenyans are refusing this issue. I saw somewhere somebody say that this government would have given priority to classrooms, build classrooms, roll out those computer labs. The government would have emphasized on those and created jobs first, made sure that money flows in our pockets. Once that money circulates in our pockets, once that has been done and there is enough money, then the government can go to an extent of not thinking of, now what do I do? I can tax these people 3%, they will be able to pay because they have money and the cost of living has been dealt with. But what the government is doing, if you go through the debate that has been going on in the rural media services, what the government is doing is simply taking the little that Kenyans had away from them. That explains why William Ruto appears agitated, because he knows that he's pushing for the right thing at the wrong time. Time is of the essence here, ladies and gentlemen. That's why Moses Kuria could not answer the question that was thrown to him by Abdulkadir. Abdulkadir asked Moses Kuria a very simple question, but Moses Kuria could not answer that question. But this is just reminiscent of what how Abdulkadir handled William Ruto's case when there was that debate and William Ruto could not answer the question. It again reminds me of that time when Abdulkadir asked Marjan and Marjan could not answer the questions. So this also, Moses Kuria found himself fumbling. He could not answer the question that was thrown to him directly. And that explains why this government appears confused. The issue of housing fund makes this government appear totally confused, ladies and gentlemen. I would like to raise my case there, but I'd like you to kindly, tell us below the comment section what you think about this response, whether Moses Kuria's response was satisfactory. Just tell us below the comment section. And once again, I'd like to urge you to stay safe, stay blessed until we catch up again in our next analysis.